when you're on staff, we all take for granted how wonderful of a job it is to be a counselor and just have that opportunity to make a difference for kids. And then you grow up and you're not a counselor anymore, and you get to look back on it and be like, wow, that was actually the coolest job that you could ever have.
My name is Katie Tebow. I am a longtime Woodstocker. I was a 1990 LIT, Arts and Crafts Director, LIT Director, Unit 1 Leader, and now I am a board member, but I also have 3 kids that are at camp. We are a Woodstocker family. When I was in LIT in 1990, we were free swimming and they pulled me and my brother out of the water, and they said, you have to go, there's an emergency at home. And you have to leave right now, you have to leave camp. So my aunt came to pick us up. My dad had a brain aneurysm and he was in intensive care. My dad is doing fine. He's alive now and kicking and doing well. But at the time we had no idea what was gonna happen. And my brother and I were given a choice. Did we wanna go back to camp, or did we want to stay home and be with my parents? My dad and my mom, and we both decided that we wanted to go back to camp. We wanted to be with our friends. We wanted to be in that like Camp Woodstock bubble, and we were assured that everything was going to be okay and that we could leave at any time if we wanted to and call. But we just really said how much we wanted to be with our people and our camp family, and how safe we felt with the staff. And then if you fast forward to the next generation, to 2014, June 6th, my husband passed away from cancer. He had cancer for about 6 years, and it was going to be my daughter Elizabeth's second summer at camp. It was probably about 10 or 12 days before camp was about to start. And I said to her, Elizabeth, you don't need to go to camp this summer. Like, if you want to stay home with us, if you want to, just do something else, you don't have to leave us and go to camp. And, here she is at 10 years old saying, I need to go to camp. Those are my people. That's my home. She had made that connection just from being here for 1 year at such a small age. Tony knew everything, that was going on. That's where Claire comes in the hustle and bustle of moving kids into the cabin. I pulled her aside and I was like, Claire, Elizabeth's dad just died like 2 weeks ago, or less than 2 weeks ago. I have no idea what she's gonna be like as a camper, but all I know is that she wants to be at camp with her friends and her people and swim and have a good time.
I actually do remember Katie coming that first day of camp. I wanna say it was session 1. So I was a senior counselor. It was my very first session being a senior counselor, being in charge. And I remember Katie coming, and Elizabeth had a friend as well, which I felt good about because I remember her telling me that like all of this had just happened and her husband had passed. I was only 18 years old and didn't really know what to do with that. But I knew that we had, like, this was the place where kids come to just have fun and forget about what's going on in the rest of your life. I actually remember just being like, okay, we're gonna just try to have fun and see what happens, and we'll let you know if she needs anything. And that's exactly what we did, and I think she was pretty fine. Like, I don't remember anything being overly bad that session, which is, I think, the beauty of camp, right? Like, you just come and you just get to be here and be a kid, and play with your friends and go swim and run around, and that's something that you don't always get to do in other places.
Being with her people and being in the camp bubble, like, helped her, I don't know, like, heal. And she's been coming back ever since this year. She's super excited to be a senior staff, and it strikes me that Claire, I think, was probably just going into college at the time, and so Elizabeth is the same age that Claire was when she started, and I think it's just a really good example for the staff because they have no idea what the kids come to camp with, what their background is, what they're dealing with at home, and how important it is for them to be here in their home away from home.